Welcome back, philosophers. Today we're exploring the life and writings of Baruch Spinoza, a 17th century thinker whose ideas were so bold they got him kicked out of his community, yet so profound they still ripple through philosophy, science, and even how we understand ourselves today. Spinoza's story isn't just about abstruse ideas, it's about a man who dared to think differently at great personal cost in a world that wasn't ready for him. So, let's unpack the life and mind of this remarkable figure. Let's close our eyes and imagine we're in Amsterdam in the 1630s, a bustling, vibrant city, a hub of trade, art, and ideas. Into this world, Baruch Spinoza is born in 1632 to a family of Portuguese Jewish merchants who'd fled religious persecution. Amsterdam was tolerant for its time, but that tolerance had limits, as Spinoza would soon find out. Growing up, he's immersed in Jewish traditions, studying Hebrew texts and the Talmud, but he's also exposed to the wider intellectual currents of the Dutch Golden Age, science, mathematics, and the radical new ideas of thinkers like Descartes. Young Spinoza is a sponge, soaking up these influences, but he's not content to just accept what he's taught. He starts asking questions, big, dangerous ones. By his early 20s, Spinoza's curiosity leads him to challenge the religious orthodoxy of his community. He's reading forbidden books, debating with freethinkers, and questioning the nature of God, free will, and the universe itself. This doesn't go over well. In 1656, at just 23, he's excommunicated from the Jewish synagogue in Amsterdam. The document banning him is brutal. It curses him, calls for his isolation, and forbids anyone from even standing near him. Imagine that, a young man barely starting his life, cast out by his own people for the crime of thinking too freely. Yet Spinoza doesn't flinch. He takes it in stride and sets out to live a life true to his ideas. So, what were these ideas that made Spinoza such a lightning rod? Let's start with his big one, his view of God. Spinoza didn't believe in the traditional God of organized religion, a personal deity who judges, rewards, or punishes. Instead, he proposed something wild for his time. God and the universe are one and the same. This idea, called pantheism, says that everything, every tree, every star, every one of us, is part of a single, infinite substance that Spinoza calls God or nature. There's no separation between the divine and the world we see around us. To Spinoza, God isn't up in the sky pulling strings. God is the laws of nature, the order of the universe, the very stuff of existence. This might sound abstract, but think about it like this. When you look at a sunset or feel the wind on your face, you're not just experiencing nature, you're encountering the divine, according to Spinoza. It's a beautiful, almost poetic idea, but in the 17th century it was explosive. It challenged the church, the synagogue, and pretty much every authority that relied on a personal God to keep people in line. Spinoza's God doesn't care about your prayers or your sins. It's just the infinite, eternal system of reality itself. Let's talk about his masterpiece, the Ethics. This isn't a book you'd curl up with for a cozy read. It's dense, written in a geometric style, like a math textbook with definitions, axioms, and propositions. Spinoza believed that by thinking rigorously, like a mathematician, we could understand the deepest truths about life. The Ethics is his attempt to map out reality itself, how the universe works, how we fit into it, and how we can live well. It's not just philosophy, it's a guide to being human. One of Spinoza's key ideas in the Ethics is about freedom, not the kind where you can do whatever you want, but a deeper kind. He says we're not as free as we think, because our actions are shaped by forces we don't fully understand, our desires, emotions, even the laws of nature. But here's the kicker. By understanding those forces, we can gain a kind of freedom. Not freedom to escape the universe's rules, but freedom to live in harmony with them. It's like learning the rules of a game so you can play it well. For Spinoza, the path to a good life is through reason, using your mind to see the world clearly and not be ruled by fleeting emotions like anger or fear. Let's pause on that for a second. Think about how relevant this is today. We're bombarded with distractions, social media, news, ads, all tugging at our emotions. Spinoza's saying, slow down, think clearly, and don't let those things control you. Understand why you feel what you feel, and you'll find a kind of calm, a clarity that lets you navigate life with purpose. That's not just philosophy, it's practical advice for surviving the chaos of the modern world. After his excommunication and exile, Spinoza lived quietly, earning a living as a lens grinder, crafting glass for microscopes and telescopes. This wasn't just a day job, it was a reflection of his passion for science and precision. He lived simply in modest rooms and spent his days writing, thinking, and corresponding with intellectuals across Europe. But his ideas were too hot to handle, his books were banned, and he published much of his work anonymously or posthumously. He died young at 44, likely from lung problems caused by inhaling glass dust from his lens grinding. Yet in his short life, he left a legacy that would shape thinkers from Einstein to modern philosophers. Let's zoom in on one more idea from Spinoza. His take on emotions. He believed our emotions aren't random, they follow patterns like the laws of physics. In the Ethics, he breaks down how emotions like love, hate, or jealousy arise from our desires and our interactions with the world. The goal isn't to suppress emotions, but to understand them. By seeing why we feel what we feel, we can avoid being slaves to our passions. For example, if you're jealous, Spinoza would say, don't just stew in it, ask yourself why. What desire or fear is driving it? Once you understand that, you can start to let it go. This idea feels so modern, it's like cognitive behavioral therapy, before psychology was even a thing. Spinoza's saying that our minds have power over our emotions, not through willpower alone, but through insight. It's a message of empowerment. You're not at the mercy of your feelings if you take the time to understand them. Spinoza's writing can be dense and tough to crack through, and his view of human nature, so rational and detached, can feel a bit cold, like he's asking us to rise above our messy humanity. But maybe that's part of his genius. He saw the world as a connected whole, governed by reason, and he believed we could rise to meet it with clear thinking and courage. Spinoza's ideas challenge us to think bigger about our place in the universe, about what freedom really means, about how to live with clarity in a world full of noise. He was a man who paid a steep price for his beliefs, but he never stopped searching for truth. In a way, he's a reminder that the pursuit of truth isn't always comfortable, but it's worth it. As we wrap up, think about this. Spinoza's pantheism invites us to see the world with a sense of wonder as a single, interconnected whole. His focus on reason and understanding emotions offers a path to inner peace in a chaotic world. And his courage in the face of exile shows us what it means to stand by your convictions. Spinoza wasn't just a philosopher, he was a guide to living thoughtfully in a universe that's both beautiful and indifferent. Thanks for joining me today. Next time, we'll dive into another thinker who pushed the boundaries of what it means to be human. Until then, keep asking questions, keep seeking truth, and let's keep exploring the big ideas together.